Okay, here comes another video. I think this is the third one today on the abortion issue. It's in the news. It's crazy. This is really like maddening. I have never seen in all of history ever such a maddening, crazy thing. We have thousands and thousands and thousands of women out there crying because they cannot kill their children. They are upset because they cannot kill their own flesh and blood. You gotta be kidding me, right? This is unheard of. This has never happened in history. Women from generation to generation always carried on the next generation. That's our job. So now we have women who want to be men, men who want to be women. Let's see, we have women who don't understand what being a mother is. The very word mother means living, as in Eve. She is the mother of all living. So when we think about a mother's role, we think about, first of all, in order to be a mother, you have to have a child. So these mothers who are already pregnant, they already are mothers because they're pregnant, don't want to be mothers, and they just want to kill their children. And I'm sorry, this sounds so harsh, but it's the truth. There's no way to sugarcoat this stuff, no matter how nice I try to be about it. You can't sugarcoat it. So they don't want to be mothers, and they want to kill their children, and then from there they want their rights so much more than they want to be used to have children and to raise a family and to raise the next generation. I don't know what they're going to do with themselves except just keep on having abortions, keep on killing the next generation until what? I mean, what is going to satisfy some of these women? There's nothing that satisfies them. They just keep on going. So I think years ago, as I said in one of my comments, when women had abortions years ago, it was hush hush, it was done in secret, and the reason being is because it's shameful. It is. I mean, you know, I'm probably going to get hated for this one, but it really is shameful. It's such a bad thing to do. I mean, we are living in a society that women do not want shame. They do not want guilt. They don't want anyone to tell them what to do or else. And I understand this mentality of women's rights. I mean, I was brought up with Cosmo and a lot of the feminist movement coming up when I was a teenager. So the TV shows and everything. So I understand it's really hard sometimes to find good role models, but we can change. We can turn from the worldly ways of thinking. We can enjoy motherhood. It's not our only identity. Being a wife, first of all, is pretty important. And when you're loving your husband, you're not going to want to kill your children. But the problem is a lot of times these are women who are not married, and there's relational issues there, and that's what we need to get to. We need to help women before they even go into thinking about an abortion. We need to help them to understand how these relationships work. And I understand some girls where they don't understand relationships, but a lot of these women saying they want their rights to abort are now older women. They're old enough, even Gloria Allred is old enough to be my mother. So when we start seeing older women start teaching the younger woman really wicked things, it's really sad, because we should be able to have the older woman be a shining example to us of what's right. And I'm afraid we're living in a generation that we have been doing Roe v. Wade for so long now, 47 years, and we're not seeing the older woman really there for us. So it's really just kind of a cherry picking sort of thing. You may find women that are in your life that are really good women, but it's going to be rare to find good women. I think nowadays it's really going to be hard. It's going to be hard for young men to find good women to marry. It's going to be hard for even good women to speak the truth and say this is wrong. It's okay, and it should be okay to say this is wrong, this is wicked, it's wrong, what you're doing is shameful. And we live in a society right now that we can't even say what's right and what's wrong. So it is shameful. And years ago, women, they were quiet about it. They were ashamed of it. And there's so many women from that time that still need healing. These are the women. So we need to come out as women. I've already shared my story that, I was a teenage girl and I was brought to the abortion clinic, to the doctors, and there was no informed consent. I didn't even know what an abortion was. And then I've stood outside. It's not an abortion clinic, but locally I've stood outside at a clinic where 7 abortions a morning were not uncommon, all the way over to standing in front of Planned Parenthood, where this was done on a daily basis, 8 to 5 every single day, plus the pill being given so that women could come in and out. And this is just in one local area. This is not even across the country. So this is way too much abortion. And what I'm trying to say is, if the women would rise who have had abortions, whether it was through being a victim of the abortion industry or whether you chose yourself, knowing whatever reason, we need these women to stand up and start talking and show the girls that this abortion industry does not care about women. And we already have Abby Johnson, who does a wonderful job, and Lila Rose, but we need more women to say, hey, this is not okay. Women who have had abortions, so people will know that what abortion is, and know that this does affect women all their life, and there's so much damage from it that it's really not okay. It's horrendous. It's horrendous to even think about doing this to a pregnant woman. So I hope that my voice is made louder through this. I hope my voice is heard in the back, and I hope a lot of women will stand with me and help other women understand that this is not okay and hold the line.